Hey friends, welcome back to Cooking with DeeDee. I made a short video of this about a week or so ago, and I just didn't have the time to do the full video because I'm back working part-time. So today I'm taking out the time to share with you how to make this dish. As always, the recipe is in the description part of this video. You want to start by getting a skillet, put it on medium-high heat, get you some diced onions with some light olive oil. Saute those onions, and I like to mix olive oil and butter. That's optional. You can do one or both as I do. It's your choice. Always tweak my recipe to make it fit you. So I melted the butter with the onions, sauteed them. You don't want them too translucent. And then you add your freshly washed spinach. I generally tear off the stem of the spinach, and I purchased mine in a bag from Kroger's. That's optional. Put the lid on your spinach so it can steam it and cook down. And I did not use the entire box. So I would say this was probably 2 cups of uncooked spinach. And as you can see, once it's cooked down, it's not that much. Maybe a half a cup. All right. I removed the spinach from the skillet and I added 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a little more olive oil. And I'm going to make like a little roux with some butter, olive oil, and about 1/3 cup of some all-purpose flour. Remember, I am not a trained chef or cook. I'm just a natural Southern girl who cooks at home. So this is how I make mine. It's not textbook way, but it works for me. All right, I'm going to go on and add some heavy cream to it. Try and work it in. I would normally add some chicken broth, but I didn't have any, so I'm adding about 1 cup of water to it and a little more heavy cream. Giving it a little whisk. Thinning it out as much as I can. Now I'm going to add some liquid from the dried tomatoes that I bought in a jar. And I should have chopped them up before I put them in there. As you can see, they're whole, but I'll come back to that later and cut them up into pieces. Give it a little stir. It's still a little thick, so I need to thin this out. I cooked the pasta according to the package, and I saved about 1 cup of the pasta water. That's what you want. That's what you see me adding here. About 1 cup of the pasta water, giving it a stir. Now I'm going to season it up. I'm using some dried Italian seasoning, some dried oregano seasoning, and some dried basil. And when you cook your noodles, make sure you rinse them in cold water. And I use rigatoni noodles because it's more filling. Now I'm adding a little more pasta water. And I've turned the burner down to medium heat. It's no longer on high. I'm adding some all-purpose seasoning. It's just a combination of garlic, salt, a little salt, and crushed black pepper. I'm adding some deli shredded Parmesan cheese and some deli shredded Romano cheese. And that's going to give it that Italian flavoring. Adding another stick of butter. That's optional how much butter you want to add in your dish. I just like mine a little more rich, so I add the butter to it. Giving it a little stir. It smells good. Now you can use whatever seasoning you like to get your Italian dishes done. But I thought it would be good to share what I use. A friend of mine purchased this for me. It's some dried garlic pieces, and oh, it adds an additional depth of flavor. I'm pouring just a little bit of white wine in it, just a little bit, maybe about 2 tablespoons to give it a little pump up in flavor. Now I'm returning the spinach to the pot, and I only used a little because one of my family members doesn't really like spinach, and if they see too much in the dish, they won't eat it. So you can add as much spinach to your dish as you like. But this is how I sneak vegetables in. All right, this is an optional step. I'm adding some red pepper flakes. You know the little packets you get when you order pizza? That's just enough. It's not too much. It's just right. As you can see, I removed the sun-dried tomatoes and I chopped them up to smaller pieces. And I have returned it back to the skillet. Giving it a little stir. And this is when you want to do a taste test. All right, these are my rigatoni noodles, and oops, a little bit spilled because my left wrist is weak. The sauce, excuse me, it's really creamy. It smells good. It tastes good. I'm gonna add a little more ingredients to it because I like my creamy pasta nice and cheesy. So I'm adding about 1/4 of a cup of some shredded mozzarella cheese and about maybe 1/4 to 1/3 cup of some full fat sour cream. Some people will add cream cheese to theirs. You can do that. Today I'm just using sour cream. That's an ingredient I also use sometime in my mac and cheese. Give it a little stir again. You want it well incorporated into your dish. And your dish is just about ready. It's not as creamy. I think I need to add a little more liquid to it to make it creamier. I'm tasting it with the sun-dried tomato and spinach, and it's really good. As you can see, I'm using one of my smaller package of some Tony Chachére's Cajun seasoning, and that's probably about maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon, but I'm going to go on and make it 1 teaspoon and add some additional seasoning here. And let me apologize now, I did not get a chance to do a final plating of this, but trust me when I say it was delicious. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know, what did you think of this video? Peace.